Hello, welcome to VOS Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. I want to thank you for joining us today on the show. As always, each week on Red Carpet, we bring you the latest in entertainment news, in sports, in fashion, film, and television from around the world. Let's go. And we begin with the TIME100 Next list for 2021, which the magazine describes as 100 emerging leaders who are shaping the future. Included is Nigerian Afrobeat star Davido, 24-year-old Ugandan-based climate change activist Vanessa Nakate, Ghanaian painter Amwako Boafo, and Sierra Leonean politician Yvonne Akisoya. Also on the list, Brazilian artist Anitta and the American poet Amanda Gorman, who has already performed at two major events this year, the US presidential inauguration and the NFL Super Bowl. And we can't forget British Zimbabwean star Jean Page, who captured the hearts of many on the Netflix series Bridgerton. COVID-19 could not stop South Africa's annual International Public Art Festival. Vinicius Assis has our story from Cape Town, where the street festival was a welcome chance for attendees to get out of the house.
From the city.
Scores of people attended the opening of the International Public Art Festival in Cape Town, even though South Africa has been the worst hit African country by the coronavirus pandemic. The annual Street Art Festival strictly followed the government's COVID-19 rules, including no groups larger than 50 people, say organizers.
The best way was to split people, because we are painting outdoors and the artists are outdoors. Every guest that wants to visit us, we put them in tiny little groups and we send them visit the neighborhood.
The 5-year-old festival usually attracts artists from overseas. But this year, because of the pandemic's travel restrictions, just 2 showed up to display their murals. Despite the low turnout, festivals like the IPAF should be held to boost South Africa's struggling tourism sector, says tour guide Annalisa Zigana.
You need to sanitize, we need to keep our social distance. If we keep to those regulations, then I think it's still okay. So we can continue with the festivals, but just make sure that we keep to the regulations. Yeah.
Festival attendees welcome the chance to take a break from pandemic lockdown measures aimed at preventing the virus from spreading.
The fact that it's still happening, even the pandemic is still going on, and I feel like we are in need of this. We are in need of being out, of interacting with people, even if we have the mask.
This year's International Public Art Festival displayed over 100 murals and focused on 3 points: creativity, sustainability, and safety. Vinicius Assis for VOA News, Cape Town, South Africa.
And the trailer is out for the Eddie Murphy sequel coming to America. Fans looking forward to the film can start with its music, as Def Jam Africa has released its 16-track list. Rhythms of Zamunda music inspired by Coming to America features African artists such as Nasty C, Tiwa Savage, Prince KB, Fally Ipupa, Diamond Platnumz, Shasha, and Techno. The CEO of Universal Music South Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa, Sipho Dlamini, says that we wanted to bring our knowledge of the music from the continent that is coming up and affecting the youth globally. It is not just Afrobeat. In the film, Murphy plays the wealthy Prince Akim, who is said to become the king of the African nation of Zamunda, but discovers that he has a son he did not know about in America. Original players returning for the sequel include Arsenio Hall, Shari Headley, John Amos, and James Earl Jones. Now, if good things come in threes, then Kelly Rowland is basking in her current moment of bliss. The Grammy winner gave birth to her second child, Noah, last month, And she celebrated her milestone 40th birthday earlier this month and just dropped her new EP, simply titled K.
The result of her musical labor of love is a 6-track project heavily influenced by Afrobeat rhythms and matters of the heart.
There's definitely a piece of relationship, or well, this relationship, my marriage, on there. I mean, just relationships, period. I just feel like, you know, when it comes to love and when it comes to telling stories, I had to put a little bit of that, well, shoot, all of it on the record. Because if you don't, like, it just doesn't feel, it wouldn't have been me. You know, it wouldn't have been me. And when I hear a song, I don't hear it for, is this going to be a hit record? I hear it for how it makes me feel.
Rowland told the Associated Press that over the past year, she has struggled to find time for herself while being a wife, mother, recording artist, and pregnant. However, the lockdown has allowed her to spend quality time with her 6-year-old son.
I did bond more with my son, Titan. And I learned so many things about him, and had so much fun just getting, you know, to know him even more. And not saying that I didn't know my kid, but just our intimate time just doubled up. You know what I mean? And we had all these beautiful moments together. And me and my husband didn't end up hating each other. We love each other even more.
Rowland also discussed how her sisterhood with fellow Destiny's Child members Beyonce Knowles and Michelle Williams has evolved over the past decade as they married and had children.
That's been the greatest blessing, truly. It really is me and the girls and our relationship, and the fact that no one will know, but like we'll be at my house or B's house or Michelle's house and we'll just be chilling, and that's our, like, some of our sweetest moments, you know what I mean? And when we talk about kids or marriage or anything, like I know they're my rock. Like, they truly are my rock. And that is, I don't know a lot of people who get that in this industry.
And speaking of Kelly's bestie, Beyonce, she continues to be Bay good. Queen Bee gifted Kenyan comedian Elsa Majimbo the latest collection of her Ivy Park x Adidas collaboration, with the 19-year-old posting videos and photos of her excitement as she opened the box of goodies. Beyonce isn't the only big-name female star that has become a fan of Majimbo's. You may recall, after the comedian's social media videos went viral during quarantine, Rihanna showed her love by posting one of her videos on Instagram. Majimbo also announced that she has become a partner with top Italian fashion company Mezzo Valentino. The new Netflix docuseries Amend: The Fight for America explores the 14th Amendment to the US Constitution, which in 1868 guaranteed citizenship and equal legal rights for newly freed slaves. The project is hosted by Oscar-nominated actor Will Smith, who also executive produced alongside Emmy-winning writer Larry Wilmore.
This was his idea. This was Will's project. Will called me in to help with the creative part of it, you know. He was on board from the beginning. Will was very passionate about wanting to do this. He had done a documentary before. I forgot what it might have been for Nat Geo or something. And he really enjoyed that experience. But Will's very particular too. You know, it's kind of like working with LeBron, you know. You know, he's the GOAT in that area, you know, of just, Will at the same time can be bigger than life, but he's the most real, natural person too. And he wants to connect with people. You know, he's not gonna, I don't know if I can say bullshit, you know, but he's not gonna, he wants to connect with you. He wants to tell the truth, but he also wants to uplift at the same time. It's a real passion of his, you know, and, you know, getting his passion in it from the beginning really drove that project all the way. It was really, really cool.
The 14th Amendment is a promise of equality for all.
The series also features narratives performances by actors such as Mahershala Ali, Diane Lane, Samuel L. Jackson, Pedro Pascal and Yara Shahidi, who recite speeches and writings by the Fourth Amendment's most ardent historical advocates and foes, including Frederick Douglass, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and Andrew Johnson.
Amendment, they put the word equal into the Constitution. Another promise.
Words have power. Words can change the world. This is why we're here. To tell America's story. The story of the 14th Amendment.
I'm gonna be saved.
Also on Netflix, Namaste Wahala, a Nigerian romantic comedy that crosses over two of the world's biggest film industries, Nollywood and Bollywood. Will love triumph social pressure? VOA's Azuma Kampore asked director Hamisha Dariani Hawuja.
People here love Bollywood. They know Shami Kapoor, they know Amitabh Bachchan, Hema Malini, so that was already really exciting. And Zee Cinema plays a huge part in Nigeria as well. A lot of the Zee Cinema shows from India come in and get dubbed in English. And you can see it in coffee shops and you can see it in hairdressers. And I just thought, why not do something that's a little bit more targeted here, you know? So an English movie, Nollywood, but with some pidgin English, with some Indian actors, and fuse the two and see what happens.
Where's he from? I'm Raj.
I'm a diehard romantic. I really believe love conquers all. And of course I've seen it. And then not just, there's nationality, there's religion, there's so many different, there's age factors. One of the biggest differences I actually see with our two cultures is the similarity of how they handle the situation. Because they're so deep rooted into their tradition, they so want, someone from their country. But is it that important? And that's the big question.
Tell us how one gets to have such a movie, anticipated movie on Netflix.
When I finished shooting the movie in February, Netflix landed in Nigeria, literally a week later, saying that they're looking for African content. They had this big bonanza party saying we have now arrived. So it was divine timing. It was perfect, perfect the way it worked.
This is such wonderful news.
Everybody talks about Hollywood, talks about Bollywood and Nollywood. Those are the three big industries out there. And now we have a crossover between Nollywood and Bollywood. What does that mean for you?
What that means for me, so that's a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, a lot of color, a lot of glam. So, the two industries have their own fortes. We love big parties. So maybe there's a big party in the movie. The fashion, the food, the overlaps and the differences and how they get accentuated in there. So I don't want to spoil too much for you, but there's for example, from Bollywood, what we grew up on was dancing around trees. So we have that for sure. Then we have the typical Nollywood drama and the suspense. That's all in there.
Mom, what do you think?
Yes, I'm in Nigeria. I've reached. No, this is madness. No means no.
Can you tell us one thing we should look for in the movie?
So apart from having fun watching it, I do want you to look out for the music. The music is fantastic. We've got Afrobeats in there as well as Indian music. So there's a lot of hidden messages in there that I hope people get out of that, along with the laughter.
I can't do that.
Oh, yes, you can. You're my daughter.
And you didn't teach me to walk away from doing the right thing.
Do you really think being Nigerian or Indian is going to affect your son's happiness?
Give me some time and I'll charm my way into his heart. Just like I did yours.
So cool.
And with that, we come to the end of our show today. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. My name is Jackson Bunganyi. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voanews.com. We are also on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. I'll catch you next time right here. Goodbye, everyone.